Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to get on really briefly and talk about this. I was doing a live on another platform yesterday, talking about NoFap and stuff like that, and intimacy and stuff. And just as I was nearing the end of the time that I was going to be on there, someone brought up narcissism, and I was like, oh wow, this needs a whole other time slot for this, right? Like, this is a deep subject, and I'm about to sign off, and I had said that I was going to sign off too, so I think I was being fair. And so I was like, I think it's important that we really discuss this on its own, right? Like, just really. And so I did another live today to talk about it, and so I wanted to come on here and talk about it, just because I think it's really important that if you've been in a relationship with someone who's a narcissist and you've come out of that relationship, we need to recognize that there's a lot of healing that needs to take place of your spirit and of your, well, of course, your mental, emotional health. But what it does to a person when you're in a relationship with someone who's a narcissist, it affects you on so many different levels. And, one of those being your feelings about yourself as a sexual being, right? And so, when I talk about self-love and, really getting to know yourself and being able to advocate and talk about your needs and whatnot, it's because it's important in all relationships, but especially if you're trying to heal from a narcissistic relationship, because the damage that it does to your beliefs about yourself are really, really profound. And so I think it's important that you know the different types of narcissism, like how it shows up. And so I recommend that you go check out Dr. Ramani, read her book, It's Not You. Check her out, like, she's got a podcast and she does all kinds of, social media stuff. So she is to me, the go-to expert, just because the way she just breaks it down in such a way that it's so easy to really get what she's saying and understand that if you've been in a relationship with a narcissist, that you're going to have to spend some time probably in your journey towards, healing the pain and integrating sort of the experiences so that you can go forward and have confidence in yourself. It's important to do that work, especially if you're single, right? And if you're in a relationship with someone who's a narcissist and you're starting to connect those dots and you're starting to recognize how it shows up in your relationship, it's important to know how it shows up in the bedroom as well. And so I did another live about this a while ago, and put it over, saved it over on another platform, so you can go check that out. Excuse me. You can find all the other places that I am by going to my website, asuggestionforyou.com, or checking out my link tree. And so I think, it's important that we talk about these things, because the way that it damages a person to be in a relationship with someone who is not healthy for their further growth and exploration of their sexual health. Excuse me. I've got a little frog in my throat, probably because I've been yakking so much today. But I wanted to talk about it so that, we keep talking about this and we recognize all the ways that it shows up in the relationship, so that maybe even if you feel like your intimacy ticks, certain boxes, the reason why I talk about so many different things in relation to your sexual health is that our mental, physical, spiritual health and physical health, did I say physical? It's all tied together. It's all connected. And so if there are parts of us that are feeling are experiencing this kind of emotional mental abuse, it really can impact all parts of us. And so if you're in that kind of relationship, maybe you're not connecting the dots in how it's affecting you in the bedroom. If you have the kind of partner that's sort of ticking the boxes and meeting some of the needs that you have, and maybe you feel like that's the only area in your relationship that's actually okay, and I get that. But when you recognize just how the disconnect shows up, when you start to understand the energetic interplay and the dance that happens when we're in a healthy relationship with someone who's capable of being vulnerable, who's capable of being empathetic, who's in attunement with you, who's connected to you and tuned into your responses and the energy that you're bringing, right? So that they're either matching your energy or they're gently guiding it through their own energetic interplay with you, so that it becomes less of like, it can feel like a production when you're with a narcissist. It can sometimes feel coercive. It can feel like maybe they are attentive to your physical needs, but they're still not there emotionally and energetically. And so maybe you're still craving that kind of connection. And maybe you're, like I said, maybe you're actually content with that part of your relationship and you don't want to rock the boat anyways. So any further exploration or, discovery about yourself as it relates to this area might feel like a rocking of the boat. And yet I think it's really important that we recognize that this is an important part of who we are. And so we need to develop healthy relationships, not just with ourselves in this way, but with our partner. And so that's going to be really, really hard to do if you're in a relationship with a narcissist. So it's one more way that they're taking something from you, and maybe you don't even know that it's being taken at this point. And maybe you're starting to sort of recognize what this is doing to your relationship and your relationship to your own sexual health, right? And the toll that being in a relationship with a narcissist takes on not just our mental, emotional health, but our physical health, our spiritual health, and of course, our sexual health. So we need to talk about it. We need to know that there's resources for people to get help if they're in a relationship with a narcissist and this is impacting, or they've come out of a relationship with a narcissist and it's impacted their feelings of self-worth, their connection to their own bodies, to their own sexual, identity, or to their needs and desires and their engagement of the erotic. So, we need to talk about how there are resources. And if I can be that resource for you, I invite you to reach out. I do a free consultation call. It takes about 45 minutes. It doesn't always take that long. It's an opportunity for you to, talk about what you're going through, what you would like to have in your life, and how to get there. And that's my opportunity to tell you about what I do and how I help people. And then at the end of it, you get to decide, like, do I feel a rapport with Stephanie? Do I feel like she understands where I'm coming from? Because a lot of people that reach out to me have watched my lives, have watched my videos, and they're like, I really feel like you get it, that you understand where I'm coming from. And maybe that I don't get all of it, right? Because I'm still evolving and learning, but I have an openness, I think, that hopefully comes across to people that are struggling. And so that you know that beforehand, before you even reach out to me. And I think that's why I do what I do. So not just to educate, but also to let you know that there are people out here doing this kind of work that can help you, you know, gain some clarity, gain some, you know, deeper connection to yourself, you know, tap into your authenticity and really give you the self-confidence that you need to, you know, get your needs met, or just to, maybe just to feel heard. Because sometimes that's what people need the most, is to feel really, truly heard. And if I can give that to you, I feel like it's my honor when I can do that for someone. So I thank you for joining me. Please feel free to reach out. You can private message me. We can get on a chat sometime. I can send you a booking link and all that. You pick what time works for you, where you can be comfortable, where you can be safe, where you can be, you know, private, and we can have a chat. Okay, so thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. Namaste.